Are you tired of putting so much money into this game and getting absolutely nothing you wanted? Head on over to MrMcCoin.com and use code GS for 15% off all your purchases, which include player training coins and more. Link is in the description. What's going on, guys? GS here. Welcome back to another Madden 20 video. Hopefully you guys are doing fantastic. Today we're going to go over a video on why I believe you should choose Brawler over Sprinter. I see a lot of people asking whenever I stream or if I'm in someone else's stream and they take a look at the people's cars or their items and whatnot. And one of the most consistent questions I see is Brawler or Sprinter. Outside of, abilities like, what do you have on Tillman? What should I put on Bailey? What should I put on Calvin Johnson? One thing that everyone can choose is a physical chem, and a lot of people ask about what they think is the right one, or they ask the streamer or the personnel the person that they're watching, what do they feel is the best one. Now, I believe Brawler is the move, and I'm gonna go into detail in explaining why I feel everyone should have Brawler over Sprinter. So this year they changed it to where you get +2 speed on certain physical chems instead of +3. Last year, Sprinter, you were able to get +3 speed. It was definitely the go-to consensus over everything else because there were no negative attributes from adding physical chem. This year, they made it to where once you reach a certain tier of that physical chem, you're going to go down in some attributes. I.e., if you go and get tier 1 of Brawler, which is having 10 active players with it, I'm going to go on ahead and lose -1 excel. And when I hit tier 30, or tier 3, which is 30 active players, I'm going to lose 1 agility and whatnot. So let's go on ahead and let's take a look at the differences between all of the physical chems. So we have 5 options. We have Sprinter, Shaker, Leaper, Brawler, and Acrobat. And in my opinion, there's only 2 that you really need to choose from, because there's only 2 that can give you +2 speed. And speed matters in this game. Speed is one of the most, if not the most important thing about this game. That is why I really believe Champ Bailey is one of the most dominant defensive players I've ever used in any history of Ultimate Team, because of his speed. Like, he's just able to keep up with anybody in the game. And there's not too many players in this game defensively that have like tremendous speed, especially at cornerback. And he's one of like the very few, on top of like his abilities. He's just so fast. And I've just seen him track down passes nowhere near where he should because he's so fast. That's what makes Michael Vick so amazing. And that's why, cars like, Bo Jackson or these Randy Moss, because they're just so fast. Speed is one of the most important things in Madden. I'd much rather have a bronze card with 97 speed than have a legend with 67. And I think we all would agree that, speed is one of the most important things. So again, there's only 2 that can give you +2 speed when you max it out. You take a look at Sprinter, you get +1 speed for tier 2, and then you get +1 speed for tier 4. So you're able to get +2 speed. Shaker, you only get +1 speed all the way at tier 4. The same with Leaper, you get +1 speed at tier 4. Acrobat, you get +1 speed at tier 4, and Brawler at tier 4, you're able to get +2 speed, the same as Sprinter. So in my opinion, only 2 are worth doing because I want speed. Again, speed. Speed is the most important thing. One of the most important, I think, is the most important thing. But maybe people value other things. You're entitled to your wrong opinion, but speed is king. Let's be honest here. Speed is king in Madden, and if you're gonna spend a lot of training, and it is a lot, in order to get to tier 4. In order to get to tier 4, you're going to need 30 players with Sprinter, because right now only 1 player in the game can get ×2 Sprinter, and that is full Tillman. I think once you hit 95 overall, you can then add ×2 physical chem on a player, where right now he's the only one. So it's not like I can have 15 players with ×2. No, right now, if you want tier if you want the last tier where you need 30 players for tier 4, you're going to need at minimum 29 players with it. And if you want to spend the 2,000 training to get ×2 on on Tillman, that's up to you. But I have like 38 players with it. It's expensive. And, 10 players is going to be 8,000 training. So we're looking at, 8, 16, 24, 24,000 training in order to get the 30 components you need. So it's expensive. It's definitely expensive because training right now is expensive. It's going to take a lot of coins in order to do so. And when I was first building my team, I didn't want to do it because I just wanted to put those coins towards my players. But I finally bit down after like a weekend. I was like, I'm just going to spend the 600K that it takes. Let me just get it out the way now. Let me just do it. I'm done. Once I get to tier 30, I don't have to worry about it anymore. And then once a new player comes out, I'm just going to need 800 for that new player instead of me needing 16 players active and all that stuff. So, when we take a look at Sprinter, now we're going to get into why I believe Brawler is more important than Sprinter. So Sprinter, you get +1 Excel, +1 Speed, +2 Speed, +2 Excel. The minus attributes you get is Strength and Agility. But you don't just lose them -1, you lose them -2. You're going to lose 2 Strength and 2 Agility. Now Agility is very important. I've noticed last year that when you have if you have cornerbacks with a lot of agility, they jump up. They're able to just jump more routes. They're just more agile. They can stop really quickly and jump a corner route, an out route, or whatever. Like high agility plays factors into that. There's certain attributes that make people play just way better than other cards. Patrick Peterson having one of the highest spec catches in the game, when he gets a new card, usually makes him one of the best cornerbacks in the game because the spec catch is just so high. It's so spectacular that, no pun intended, that he just gets tremendous animations. And it's usually because the spec catch is so disgustingly high, and there's little things like that you want to look into. And high agility for cornerbacks matter. So once I seen 2 agility, I was like, ooh, I don't know about that, man, because I do know that I've had certain cards last year that I just could not put out on my field. Their agility was just too slow for my style of defense. And the more agility you have, just the more you're going to be able to just turn and cut and whatnot. And I didn't really pay attention to little things like that until I was watching Zan last year, and Zan was going over why he had certain personnel on the field, and he mentioned, I learned a few things from Zan last year. I learned about the clutch trait, on how clutch just completely changes things in the fourth quarter. He would talk all game on how he would give up out routes in his cover 4 Palms defense. Literally just give it up. Like, he would literally just give it up and be like, I'm going to let him have it. It's a 12-yard out route. I'm going to let him have it in the fourth quarter. That cornerback has the clutch trait. He's going to jump that route. It's going to be a pick. He can have his, 2 completions now, set him up. And I kid you not, later on in the game, fourth quarter comes, and that same route that he was just giving up all game, he jumped the route. And he would catch picks. And he was just, see, that's that clutch trait. He's now clutch. He's going to make different plays. He's going to react different because he's in the clutch moment. So now I tend to look at clutch traits now because I've literally physically seen it myself on how it can make a big difference in the game. And then he would mention like agility. I want agility because I need my corners to be able to jump certain routes. I want them to be able to stop, turn around, and you need high agility for that. And Sprinter, you lose 2 agility and 2 strength, and it's the only one here where you're gonna lose -2 on 2 attributes. On Brawler, you're gonna lose 1 Excel, 1 agility. Now I talked about how much I prefer agility and whatnot. It's either I lose 2 agility and 2 strength, or lose 1 Excel and 1 agility. I'd much rather lose 1 on each instead of losing 2 strength and 2 agility. And not to mention, strength is another very important aspect of the game. Strength is going to help with your blocking, your block shedding, your hit power. And Mutt Leaks went ahead and put out, I don't know if you guys follow Mutt Leaks on Twitter, but they have these little weird pie charts. Excuse me, I'm very thirsty. I'm going to take a sip of this like Gatorade. They went ahead and put up one of these pie charts. I don't know if you guys ever seen these weird things that Mutt Leaks be doing. I don't ever understand it. I just go to the comments and hope someone can put it in goofy layman terms for someone with a low IQ such as myself to understand. And they showed that strength has a very high importance in block shedding. The higher your strength is, the more is going to play a factor in block shedding. Now, mind you, I chose Brawler way before this had came out, but still, it's nice to see that, you know, strength is a very high important thing when it comes to block shedding. Again, it's going to add in to, I mean, you could have 1,000 hit power, but if you have 5 strength, like how strong can you, you know, truly impact a hit? You know, you can have high blocking, but if you have low strength, how can you really hold someone that's just going to be way more massive and stronger than you? You know, so I definitely have a lot of favoritism towards strength and whatnot. And a lot of things, something else that I think a lot of people overlook is the fact that when you, as we end up selling a card right here, I see my coins go up a skosh. We're going to go on ahead and we're going to take a look at a stock card real quick. Okay, we sold our 2 power-ups that we pulled out of our Legend Solo Battle rewards. So let's take a look at, let's say, Stock Champ Bailey, for instance, right? Who I paid $680K the day he came out. Right now, he's probably $500. He's probably way cheaper. I should have just waited. I'm glad I did it, though. I got some really good gameplay with him. But let's go straight to him. All right, let's go to Broncos. And he's down to 475. So let's compare him to the powered up Champ Bailey, right? This is what I think a lot of people are overlooking as well. Now, acceleration is good, right? If you have Sprinter and I have Brawler and we have the exact same card, your guy theoretically should be a little faster because he's going to hit his top speed quicker than my guy can because he's going to have more acceleration. We're both going to have the same speed, but he's going to be able to hit his top speed slightly quicker than my guy because you have more acceleration. But you're taking a hit on -2 strength and -2 agility for that. Now, even though I say how speed is king and I'm talking about how your guy is going to be a little bit quicker, but strength is just going to play in everything else though. Strength is going to help offense. Like fast offensive linemen don't really matter like that. You know, I would like a crazy fast pulling guard, but outside of that, I need my offensive linemen to have strength. I need my defensive linemen to have strength. I want all my strong hitters in my secondary and my linebackers to have strength on top of them still having the same speed. Like your Patrick Willis with Sprinter is going to have the same speed as my Patrick Willis with Brawler. But mine is going to be more agile and have more strength. But let's take a look at agility. So stock Champ Bailey has 91 agility. Powered up, he's going to have 92. Now, when I put Brawler on him, he's going to lose 1 agility. And this is a factor that I think a lot of people might be overlooking. Is the fact that you're technically not losing any agility on every card you power up. Because once I get the 92 agility and I slap Brawler on him, he's going -1 and he's going down to 91 agility. So is he really losing agility? He's not. He's technically just going back to his stock agility. My Champ Bailey has the same agility as the 91 Champ Bailey. It's just 91. I'm just going to lose 1. But I'm adding +2 speed, and the acceleration that I lose is just going to go stock as well. I'm going to be powered up to 91, and then I'm going to lose 1, and then I'm just going to go back to 90. So theoretically, technically, whenever I look at a legend card, I know that my excel and my agility are going to stay the same, but the speed is going to go up and the strength is going to go up. And I think that's a factor that a lot of people are going to look at. And let's say you do the same for Sprinter, right? Let's say you take a look at Sprinter and you're like, oh, well, Champ Bailey's strength is 55. Powered up, he's going to go up to 56, right? And then I'm going to lose 2. You're still losing -1 strength, -1 agility. Where Brawler, I'm not losing anything. I'm just going back to the stock agility and acceleration that he had. I honestly don't look at it as I'm losing an agility. I look at it when I look at the card Champ Bailey, I'm going +2 speed, +2 strength, same agility, same excel. And that's how I look at it. And another very important thing is whoever bought this card, smart man. One of the most dominant cards I've ever used in Ultimate Team when this card is active. He's disgusting. Another important aspect is if you do Coach Madden, this right here is really just going to be extremely game changing for me. So when you look at the physical chem on Coach Madden, hear me out, which it should have been this series, but it was a quote unquote text glitch and I lost out on trophies. I'm still highly upset about that. But next, we're going to get physical, Kim, right? We're going to get +1 speed and then +1 jumping if it's the same as last year, right? When you get Madden physical, when I get the +1 excel, +1 agility, I'm no longer losing anything at all with Brawler. Like, I'm not losing anything. I'm now gaining +1, where with Sprinter, you're just going to stay stock, right? You're gonna power a card up. You're gonna be -1, and then when you get the +1 strength from physical, you then break even, right? Where with Brawler, I'm eventually going to be +1 excel, +1 excel, +1 agility, and +3 speed, +3 strength. And I feel that right there is just so far better than Sprinter. And I just feel like it's just more valuable. I feel like it's going to help overall your team, so much more. Like, there hasn't been a card that I've played or team this year where they have Sprinter and my guys just can't keep up because they're just so much faster because they have all this Excel and whatnot. Like, and I've played, you can take a look at the Bailey video. I've played full Randy Moss with Sprinter, and he couldn't move because Bailey was on him. And Bailey has, 93 speed with, big boy speed, just 93 speed. And even though the Randy Moss is going to have more speed, more excel, he wasn't just completely dogging Bailey because he's so much severely faster. And my Brawler is going to help out with speed. With block shed, with agility, with strength, and just everything else about this game. And I feel like it's just so far more better. If there's anything else you guys want me to go over on why I have certain things and why I believe they work, I would love to. I just feel like this is something that I see a lot of people ask. They're not really too sure because it's a big investment, right? And you want to choose the right one. And by no means am I saying, Brawler is 100% the right move to where, if you're choosing Sprinter, you're wrong. Absolutely not. At the end of the day, whatever investment you make, even if you want to go Leap or whatever you choose, at the end of the day, you're adding more value to your cards. You're adding just more speed, more whatever attributes you're boosting up, which is always more helpful to get your cards better. I just feel like the pro and cons of Brawler are just more significant than Sprinter. Especially when you're able to power up cards, you're not losing in agility and excel. Like, how I said, what was Bailey's stock? Was it his stock agility was 90? His agility was 91. His excel was 90, and they're still the same. They're still the same as the stock legend. So I'm not technically losing out. I'm not going backwards from where the card started. I'm just keeping that the same. But I'm adding more strength, more speed, and I feel like it's just so far better suited for the cards. And again, when Madden Physical comes out, when I'm able to add +1 excel, +1 agility, now I'm adding 92 agility, 91 excel. Now at that point, I'm actually adding +1. There's no negative for Brawler. At that point, when I get that Madden Physical Tier 2, I'm no longer losing anything on a card. I'm now getting +1 on every single attribute. Whereas on Sprinter, you're still going to be losing. You're just going to break even. Excuse me. You're not going to lose anything. You're going to break even. To where with Brawler, I'm plus everything on the card. I won't be negative on anything. I won't break even. Everything about the card will be boosted up plus minimum +1. Where with Sprinter, your strength and your agility is going to break even, while I'm +1 on the negatives that I'm taking now. A little later on, I'm going to be +1. So again, anything you guys would like me to talk about in depth on why I think certain things help out certain cards, I would love to help you guys out if I can. If you guys specifically want to know why I have anything on any cards or anything like that. Yeah, just anything. If you guys want to know what abilities I feel are best for cornerbacks, what abilities I feel are best for linebackers or pass rushing guys, or what I look for here or there. If there's anything I could give my input on, I'd love to help. It's your boy Jess. We're gonna go ahead and be signing out, and I appreciate the support as always. Until next time, peace.